We are live with episode 6 of the Ellis Highlight Reel Limitless Range Basketball Podcast. I'm your host, as always, Brandon Ellis. And I got my boys at Total Apex Sports. You saw them last night in a special baseball episode. I got Jacob Perrine. I got Shady Foley. Say what's up, fellas.
What up? What up? Day number 2, baby. Day number 2.
Day 2.
I'm done celebrating Wilson Contreras' amazing second round entrance from last night.
Yeah, so that was fun. The Derby was fun. The VOD should be on YouTube right now of our reaction to the home run Derby on Ellis Highlight Reel. If y'all want to watch it, just watch a little bit of it. You know, the whole thing if you want to.
Yeah, it's 3 hours long. So if you want to sit through the entire 3 hours of us just talking, hey, go for it.
Go for it. It's on there. So with that being said, let's get to our basketball pod that we were supposed to have last night, but since the Derby and we came up with that idea, we'll have more reactions to other sporting, like maybe we'll do like an NBA All-Star Weekend kind of thing next year, as well, or NBA. If you know, it's harder to do NBA Finals because like our schedules, but I think All-Star Weekend we could probably do next year.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, let's get into it. Let's start with the WNBA discussion. We have not been able to talk about the WNBA action because we've had big episodes with the draft, the trades last week, the trades earlier in the off season, and winners and losers and stuff like that. So we haven't been able to talk about WNBA action in a little bit, and it's gotten pretty crazy over the last couple of weeks. I think Paige Beckers is all of a sudden thrust her name into MVP conversation after her last couple of games, including an impressive comeback for the third time. The Wings came back against the Sky this season from double digits the other night. I think that's one discussion we could have on Beckers. Another discussion is that was trending was Caitlin Clark being 11th best guard. voted as the 11th best guard in the W, which is crazy. Shows that the players are insecure, but maybe the players that voted for that on because of Clark. We can talk about that. We also can talk about speaking of the Fever's big win over the Aces the other night too. That was a big win for them. After Sophie Cunningham went to do the UFC ring, the McGregor card, did the ring girl thing there, and then scored 20 off the bench. I think the next night, that for the Fever off the bench. That is something we also can talk about.
Also, Caitlin Clark, because she's
where do you want to start?
Let's start. I would like to start with the Paige Beckers one.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's talk about Paige Beckers. You go ahead, Jacob. Go ahead and start it.
Oh, okay. Well, I wanted you to kind of start off, and then I was gonna like.
Well, okay. I'll start. Yeah. That's on me. No, that's on me. No, you're good. No, I'll just pull up Paige's last couple of games real quick while we discuss it. I mean, Paige Beckers has been like super.
Yeah, I've heard she's hot right now, but I didn't see any stats. So like, if you bring up the
she
stats,
had 34 the other night.
More.
She had 34 against the Tempo. Hold on, let me make sure of this stuff real quick because I think I'm right on that, but I have to click on the Wings and make sure I have that right. And bring up Becker's stats here. So
because we're all about accuracy over here.
Yes, I am all about my accuracy. So last night's win, Becker against the Sky, or the other night, the last game against the Sky, Becker's had 22 and 11 on 7 for 15 shooting. If I pull up the recent stretch, so the season now, she's at 20.7 points per game, 6 assists a game, 6.3 assists a game, and 4.2 rebounds a game.
Yeah.
The last. I'll go from Sunday to 12th. That was on Sunday, the Sky game, to probably the Tuesday, the 7th. I'll probably go to Sunday, the 5th. Well, actually, I'll just cover all of July here. So the
yeah, just do July.
Sorry,
We'll
my
just do
fault.
July. So we
This
haven't
is
talked
like,
about it too
yeah,
much.
let's do, yeah. So the 2nd of July against the Connecticut Sun, she had 25, 7, and 7.
Okay.
Then the first, she played Toronto twice in this stretch. The first game on the 5th against Toronto was 22 and 7 assists and 3 rebounds on 56 and 33. So 56 from the field for 33
Yeah.
from 3. She was in the Suns game, she was 64 from the field, 40 from 3 on that Suns game. And then the Liberty game on the 7th, that was a key marquee game as well. She had 15, 7, and 6. So almost like, 15.7 rebounds and 6 assists, 2 blocks and a turnover. She did struggle from the field though, efficiency wise, 33 and 20% against the Liberty in that game.
Well, she's a 20 points per game scorer, so if she's scoring under that. That means she's struggling a little bit in terms of efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
That game was that one was.
Yeah, but the Liberty's a tough defensive team, so
they still won. The Wings are on a win streak right now.
Yeah.
They're on a win streak. The Toronto game, that's the game I really wanted to talk about, was the duel in Toronto, which had like a lot of people attend. Like one of the most attended WNBA games this year was that Toronto Dallas game up in Toronto. Mabry also had 34 that night, but Paige's night was 34, 6, and 6 and 2 steals on 59% from the field and 40 from 3. In that game on last Friday when I was up in Baltimore. And then Sunday was the one I just mentioned. It was 22 and 11 and 6 rebounds and a block for Beckers. So she's coming off of 2 strong performances, the last 2.
She's coming off of a good 2-week stretch, and it's not just her; it's the Wings that have taken a step up because Fudd during that time has seen her usage go up and her overall numbers go up. She's starting to get more comfortable with the more playing time that she's being given. And then on the flip side, the team as a whole, like you said, they're on a win streak right now, so they're really finding their rhythm, which, at the beginning of the season, we were just like, well, what's going on right there? Well, hey, look, they just had to make a few adjustments. People had to get comfortable, and now you're seeing the fruits of the labor.
So they're undefeated in July. The last loss was the last game in June. So right now the Wings are undefeated in July. We do have to also, I forgot something in the rundown. We'll get to Olivia Miles and how she's probably sealed here in a little bit. Since you brought up Fudd, I forgot to bring up
another outstanding rookie who's just like, I feel like the Lynx, as soon as Nafisa comes back, they're just going to be dangerous.
Yeah, they're going to be really dangerous.
Funny thing.
Go ahead, Shane.
Funny thing about the Lynx is that I was just looking at the standings. So they're in first in that conference. The Wings are fourth, and they're only 2 games down. So and because the West, I think we were all trying to I feel like Aces were favorited probably to get to the top.
As they should.
So, I feel like the Wings are a team where Paige Beckers is amazing, but they might want to push as hard as they can for the rest of the regular season to get a favorable matchup. Because it would be a shame if they played this good to just lose to the Lynx or lose.
I mean, they're a playoff team, no doubt. But I agree with you, Shane. They should focus more on we need to get higher up in these standings because we don't want to have to face the Lynx until maybe the second round. So
So right now, the 8 playoff teams are. So how it would match up? The Lynx would play the Mystics. The Vegas Aces would play the Liberty in the 2-7. Trying to think what else. I think it's 8 teams in the playoffs. The Valkyrie would play the Dream, and then we would get Paige Beckers versus Caitlin Clark. If it's all 8.
That's good. Yeah, that'd be a good first round matchup in terms of obviously in terms of the matchup, but also I think it'd be favorable for the Wings.
Yep. Yeah. So I think that's right now. Yeah. That's what it's looking like. If the season ended today, we would get the rematch of the Commissioner's Cup final where the Liberty won against the Aces.
Yeah.
We would get that marquee Caitlin Card, Paige Becker's matchup in the first round. We would get the Mystics, who I was like a sleeper team against maybe Nafisa Kali or Olivia Miles duo. We'll see how they play.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup for the Mystics.
That is a tough matchup. And then we would get Angel Reese versus the Valkyrie, which the Valkyrie have been impressive the first 2 years as an expansion team.
They really have. Yeah,
they really have been. And then the two outside teams right now that are close to playoff team contention are the Sparks and the Tempo, and you can also throw in the Fire there too.
Yeah,
you can throw
the two expansion teams are right there in the mix.
Yeah, exactly. So you can also throw those two teams in there too. Like I mentioned, we were going to talk about the Commissioner's Cup. That game, it's been too far removed now.
It's been a couple weeks. Don't want to, bring up something that's old news. And even though it was a great game, it was just like if AJ Wilson had played it, I think it would have been a classic. But
it would have been a great game,
comfortable Liberty win.
Yeah. So the Liberty get the rematch, and if the season ended today, that would be the rematch there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go in and get Olivia Miles' last few games real quick. If y'all want to finish up on the Wings segment of it real quick,
I don't have anything else to really comment on the Wings. They're doing great right now, and Beckers and Fudd and all those guys are starting to find their rhythm. So I think we've chewed a lot on that already.
Okay.
I feel like Beckers is the best isolation player,
right?
Yeah,
in the WNBA, but I feel like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Olivia Miles. So we're moving on to the Lynx, and they're coming off a huge win against the Mercury, 104-100 win last night. During the Derby, and Olivia Miles, this stretch has pretty much locked up the rookie year. In my opinion, I think she's locked it up. Including if you look at last night's game, especially, no other rookie has come close to these numbers. So last night's game, in 31 minutes played, she had 33 points, 3 rebounds, 8 assists on 62, and she missed a couple. She was 88 from free throw line, but she was 62 and 62 from 62 from the field, 62 from three. Yeah. So that was highly efficient. The other win against the Liberty on Saturday. So against the Liberty on Saturday, they won that game. It was 23-5-4 with a steal, but less efficient from the field, but she was efficient from 3-point range. So she was 37.5 from the field and then 57 from 3 in that game.
How many did she score?
She scored 23.
23, okay.
Yeah, so she scored 23 points in that game. The one loss on their recent games, the Lynx recent games, because it goes back to the Dallas win in June. The last Dallas loss in June against the Liberty again on the 3rd of July, right before Independence Day. So it was the Lynx had a week off, unlike some of the other teams. The imbalance of the WNBA schedule is so crazy to me.
I know.
So, but anyway, on the loss of the recent stretch, it was 14-5-5. Didn't make a 3. She was 31% from the field against the Liberty. So both Liberty games, she struggled from the efficiency. You could say
even Paige Beckers was struggling against the Liberty too. So they're just a great defensive team. So I expect a rookie to struggle as well.
They're a really great defensive team.
Yeah.
And then that one win against Dallas was 21-3-8 with 46-25. So you can see the 3-point efficiencies were going down earlier in June.
Yeah.
The last 2 games in July really sell you on Olivia Miles winning this or becoming the easily favored right now. on betting markets.
Well, her rookie season kind of reminds me of Caitlin Clark's rookie season in terms of, she's just putting up gaudy numbers basically on a nightly basis. And even though the overall efficiency numbers waver night to night, you expect that from a rookie trying to figure out the league. But the numbers overall are just fantastic. And I do agree with you that her last two performances have really solidified her as the front runner for the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and they play the Sparks tomorrow at 1 p.m.
Yeah,
early afternoon game, in the W. So that would be, if you're home and available to watch that would be a good one to watch.
Well, the thing about the Lynx is not just Olivia Miles. I forget there's another person I think that was in that same game. I forget who it was that scored like 30 as well, and she's been on a hot streak too. What was her name?
I got it. I'm gonna pull it up.
McBride. There we go. Yeah, it was McBride.
Yeah,
because I've just been seeing her every time a highlight comes up for the Lynx. It's always like her and Miles that come up, and so. Man, when they get Nafisa back, dude, they're gonna be so freaking good.
They're gonna be good. I think.
They're already great, and now you add one more All-Star, All-NBA, WNBA woman in there,
MVP,
dude.
A former MVP runner-up,
exactly.
And I think she's won the MVP too. But
I think she won one.
Yeah,
I think she's won one, and then she's been like runner-up a couple other times. So she's just
so good. When they get the FISA back, that's gonna be huge.
Yeah.
I think we covered most of the interesting storylines. Obviously, the Liberty is still consistent. The Aces are still consistent.
Yeah.
But I think it's time to talk about the Fever, like everyone else wants to talk about the Fever.
Yeah.
But we have to kind of, because they're like the hot buzz team.
Well, they have the most popular player in the league.
Yeah.
And then they have Sophie Cunningham, who's just an interesting personality and just brings so much, just brings so much to talk about, not just about WNBA, but, obviously the Fever too. So,
yeah. So where y'all want to go with the Fever talk? You want to go with the Caitlin Clark side of it first and get that out of the way?
Yeah, we'll do the Clark one and then we'll get into the Cunningham.
All right. Yeah. So Clark, we'll talk about Caitlin Clark, and it was recently came out like it was like a players poll or something like that. She was the 11th best guard in the league.
Yeah.
Even though I think Beckers is better than her right now, and I think like a couple other guards could argue.
Yeah.
There's no way there's 11 guard or 10 guards better than Caitlin.
I mean, if they had said she was the 8th best guard, I can understand that. Mm-hmm. But 11th, like she is not out of the top 10.
No,
flatly, she is not outside of the top 10.
I even think 8 is low, just because. Look, I'm looking at the math. I understand that there's more to basketball than points.
Yeah,
there are only 4 guards that score more average tonight than Caitlin Clark. Their names are Kelsey Mitchell, Martin Mabry, Paige Beckers, and Kalia Cooper. Mm-hmm. Those are the only 4 players. So if you're telling me that she's 5th in terms of guards for points, also she averages 20 points, and all the players below her don't break the 20 mark.
Yeah.
I'd have to hear a really good argument for why she's.
Well, then I could possibly move up to 6 because then Collier comes back, and then obviously Collier is the top 5 guard in this league, so you don't want to take her out.
And Olivia Miles is right behind. She's averaging 18.4 for her. I'll hear. So okay, so maybe I'll hear 7, but I just think.
I mean, there's arguments to be had there between other players that are within obviously that top 8 mark, but when you say 11th, I just don't see it. I just don't see where she's outside of that top 10.
Dumbfounded. I was dumbfounded when I saw 11th. I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I get her teammate gets. I guess we got to talk about Kelsey Mitchell in this side too, because 6 straight 25-point games the last 6 games for Kelsey Mitchell. She is close to Asia Wilson's 8, and I can't remember someone else had 7. So she has a chance to tie the second most 25+ point games in a row. Their next game, and And Kelsey Mitchell is like, she is the one that is not talked about enough on the Fever.
Yeah.
I feel like should be talked about more.
Yeah, I think she's the best player on the Fever. I think she's
so.
without a doubt the best player they have.
I think so.
Yeah.
And like that's the thing. And a lot of people are going to be like, no, it's Caitlin Clark. And I'm like, try again. Look at the efficiency.
Yeah, well, I mean, look, Caitlin Clark, and I understand why she came in there because, since day one, not even since day one she came in WA, before she even came into the WNBA, people were doubting her abilities. And, I think a lot of it came because of jealousy. Like she was such a popular player. And even when she was at Iowa, she was super popular. Right. And I understand, there's a lot of jealousy and resentment among WNBA players or women's players in general surrounding Caitlin Clark because she gets all this love. But at the same time, I understand the jealousy, but I don't think it should override, what she does on a court.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing is, a lot of Caitlin Clark's best abilities are abilities that coaches might not like, certain players might like, taking bad shots in certain moments. When the right play, there's a better play on the court.
Or just her turnovers and fouls in general. Like she has flaws in her game that are very, that you look at and you go, yeah, that's not good. But at the same time, the strengths, outweigh the weaknesses there. And then at the same time to that, it's just like, obviously we know she's not the best player on the team because we talk about Kelsey Mitchell all the time. But, I just don't see, I just don't agree with anything.
Here's the thing too. I think Kelsey Mitchell is the best player on the Fever, and it showed this season. Why? Like she's the more consistent of the two of them, but I feel like Boston's there too. Clark is a really good, like the second best. I think Clark's the second best player on Fever. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
And I feel like at times, and the reason, like even though they're leading the Eastern Conference. There's 4 teams in the West better than the Fever right now.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's tough to justify the duo of Mitchell and Clark for the long to win a championship.
Yeah.
I it's the way those two play, like it's a your turn, my turn kind of thing sometimes. And I think I don't like because they're both ball dominant guards.
Yeah.
Even though Clark can play a little off ball. And I think Mitchell can too, but I think Mitchell.
Well, Clark is a pretty good passer too,
yeah.
And I think her shooting allows the game to be a little bit more open or the court to open up a little bit more for Mitchell to execute from and find better shots. But I also think I agree with you that their dynamic maybe isn't championship worthy because, like you said, the 4 teams out in the West just have so much stronger team basketball.
Yes. Especially Dallas. Dallas right now is like the strongest. Like even though they're young, I think they're a stronger team than the Fever. And then obviously you got Minnesota, you got the Aces, and then you got the Valkyrie, who are all still like.
Yeah, I mean they have comparable talent, but they also have just the team that's just so much more fluid. Yeah.
So. I mean, that's the thing. I think the Fever are going to end up being the best team in the East this year just because of the talent of Boston, Clark, Mitchell, with the depth that
with Cunningham coming off the bench. Yeah.
So they'll be the best team in the East. And they might make a good run at it in the playoffs. I just don't know if I don't know. I don't see them making it back to. I mean, they might make it back to the finals like they did last year without Clark, but. It's just interesting to me. They made it to the finals last year without Caitlin Clark, and it just seems. I'm not trying to bash Caitlin Clark when I say that. It's just they made it to the finals without. It's facts. They made it to the finals without Clark and Cunningham.
Let's be real about Caitlin Clark. She's the most difficult player to assess dispassionately. I think. And I think that's part of the reason why she got the 11th was because it's like there are some people who worship on the altar of Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
Get it. Some people are like, okay, that's way too much. She's, not as good as maybe you think. Kelsey Mitchell's having a better season. All of that heard.
Yeah.
But then it's like to then go the absolute opposite way with it and say that she's the 11th best guard in the league. It's just like, you're on one side or the other, and it's like it's
look,
very hard.
I like
just
Caitlin Clark too, but I don't think she's the 11th best. I don't think she's the best guard in the WNBA.
No, she's not.
But I also don't think she's outside of the top 10. You can find I think we can meet at a medium ground for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up that poll real quick, and see what 10 were ahead of her, and we're gonna break it down.
Yeah, I would love to see.
If I remember correctly, I think players voted her 11th.
Yes.
But fans voted her 3rd.
Yes.
To which I agree with Jacob. Like, neither of them are right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I don't think she's top 3, but, I don't think she's 11th either. I think she's somewhere in the middle there.
Yeah. So, okay. So it was for the All-Star game, right? So it's for the All-Star game.
Yeah.
So in the players voting, okay. So let's see if it got released. I mean,
it should. If they're talking about 11, there should be a rankings.
It should be 10. Yeah, it should be the list there, right? You would think.
Yeah, there should be a list.
I want to see who's ranked 10th.
Yeah, I want to see who ranked. Yeah, exactly.
I want to see ranked.
So 11 votes. Okay, at the position from those who voted. And keep in mind, Kelsey Plum and Jackie Young were behind Clark on this All-Star list too. So
I don't agree with that either.
No, I don't either.
Yeah,
especially Plum.
I don't agree with that. Yeah,
especially Plum in this case. I wish I can find where this Yahoo article doesn't have the other 10 guards that are higher. For some reason, hold on.
That shows the problem is that there's more written about just Caitlin Clark than the full ranking. Like,
Okay, here we go. So 4 guards, 11th. Okay, are we going to give me the guards here? I mean, Candace Parker called it crazy, which is the right call.
Yeah.
Because that is crazy to think about. It was her and ironically enough, it's her and Leah Boston's podcast where she reacted to it.
Yeah.
So let's see here. I'm not seeing. That's the thing. Every time I look at it, it's like just says the headline says 11th best card, but it doesn't show the other 10.
Doesn't show the list. Okay.
Doesn't show the list.
Yeah.
I'm on SI right now, so I'm trying to. All right, I think I got it here. Yeah. I got it.
I got it.
I finally got
it.
All right, I'm pulling it up now. All right, for the starters. All right, so here we go. So Beckers was 1, and Beckers was 1 in the fan rank, second in the media rank, first in the player rank.
So can you find out who was 10th in the player rankings?
Yes,
player rank.
I got you. I'm looking at it right now.
I'm down to hear the full breakdown too, though. Like I just want.
Well, they should have. What they should have done is broke it down by each voting measure. Like we got a players poll. We got the.
Well, right now, what I'm looking at is so this was like on July the 2nd when it was like released.
Yeah,
and it's just giving me the top 11 guards and how they weighted, and so it doesn't give me like the players
rankings in terms of each one. Okay,
like each one, like what, like so right. So basically, what it's giving me is the player ranked of Beckers and Miles were Miles was 3 in the players rank, and then Beckers was 1. Ryan Howard from Atlanta is 2 on the players rank.
All right,
but she finished 5th in the All-Star starters rank. Mitchell was 7th on the players rank.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right, okay.
But she was 4th on the 4 guards starters. It looks like it's Beckers, Miles, and then the 2 Indiana guards. They ended up winning the starts. So Ryan Howard was 5th. She was 9th in the fan vote, 4th in the media vote, and 2nd in the
Player vote.
Second in player vote. Alicia Gray, who's also in Atlanta, 7th in the fan rank, 8th in the media rank, and 6th in the player rank. So there's another one that was ahead of Clark.
Okay.
Plum, who's 7th, was 6th in the fan, 5th in the media, and 12th. So she was behind Clark.
She was behind Clark. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we know that one.
So 8th was Sonia Centrone. This is a controversial one here. And I love Sonia Centrone. So this is where y'all might disagree. Centrone was 10th in the fan rank, 10th in the media rank, but 4th in the player rank.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're seeing the issues where the rankings were already.
Yeah.
I see where the issues are arising.
All right. So here's another one. Maria Mabry, who has been great this season. Been great.
Yeah.
And I feel like
all right.
Yeah. She's been incredible. And I feel like she could have won one of the star roles.
Yeah.
On the All-Star team.
Hey, look, if she's ahead in the player rankings, I understand that one.
Yeah, she's fourth. She's tied with Centrone in 4th.
Yeah.
Here's the discrepancy. 12th in the fan rank.
Yeah.
Ooh, Mayberry?
Yes.
Mayberry, yeah.
Come on, man.
Yeah, she's 12th in the fan. Media had her 6th. So that was, I think that's right around.
She should have at least been top 5 for each one.
Yeah, I think so too. But the fans,
even though you did say she came in 4th for the player vote, so that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But top 5 at least in the other ones because she's been having a great year.
Here's another discrepancy here. So AZ Flood got 4th in the fan, 15th in the media, 28th in the player rank, and she finished top 10 for the starter votes. Yeah, for guards with all that combined. Yeah, it's crazy. And then Jackie Young was 11th, so 14th. In the fan, 9th in media rank, and then 14th in player rank.
14th in player rank?
14th in player rank. So that was the top 11 All-Stars guards.
Oh, wow. So they didn't really have a rank. I kind of wish they had just been able to been like, okay, here's the player rankings for the All-Star. Here are the media rankings, blah, blah, blah. They should have done that because all of that was very confusing.
Yes, it is very confusing for the guards. It was very confusing for the guards aspect of it. Just the guards. Now the forwards makes a little bit more sense. Like it's a little bit more straightforward with that breakdown.
Well, that makes more sense. Yeah.
Because if you look at it, Asia Wilson was the first forward that got the most weighted score, or the best weighted score was 2-2-1. The fan rank was 2, the media rank was 2, and the player rank was 1. For forwards. Let's see.
And then I'm guessing Stewart was right behind her.
Shepard for Dallas was right behind. And then Aaliyah Boston, Gabby Williams, Natasha Howard.
Yeah. That makes more sense. Yeah.
So the forward breakdown was a little bit more straightforward. It makes sense. I think fan rank of forward. So Boston was the most fan ranked forward. Obviously.
I'll put it this way. I read every name and I kept the count. I heard out of the guards, my humble opinion, I heard 5 players that Caitlin Clark should have easily been over.
Yeah.
Maybe easily because like one of them is she's a phenomenal player.
Well, she was and the player one she was 28, so that was like
Yeah,
exactly.
So
but it's like right now,
it's weighted score, like how I found it from Underdog WNBA posted that breakdown, and it's the top 11 like weighted scores that they showed.
I don't understand that.
It's like why show the top 11 weighted scores instead of breaking down each?
Or just like I said, separating it out. You got the player votes rankings, and then you have a media votes ranking, like who got the most of each one.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know. I think, in my humble opinion, I think they did that on purpose so that way it drawed in more like That way they could just headline and be like, "Oh, Clark was only the 11th voted player in the player rankings. Yeah, 11th voted guard in the player rankings." I'm just like, well, can you show me the rankings? Well, we'll give you the weighted scores ranking.
Yeah, can you give us like the actual player?
Yeah, give us the actual rankings. I want to see because I'm like Shane. I'm curious to see who was 10th.
Yeah. Who they did put in at 10th?
Yeah, who was at 10th for that?
Well, I'll tell you this.
It
was one of these. It was one of these 5 players. It would have been Fudd, Ryan Howard, who I would take Clark over them.
Well, no, we already got the players.
I would take Clark.
We already got the player rankings in some of those ones. Like the Fudd one was 28th, so she was way behind Clark in the guard.
And Howard's like 4th. But Howard was 4th, I think it was.
Howard's 4th surprises me in a way that I'm glad she's getting recognition. Don't get me wrong, but compared to Caitlin Clark, so it's just
it's just inconsistent. Like the players, like it's just the stigma of Clark and what Clark brings to. All right, so the reserves for the All-Star Game reserves are Centron, Ryan Howard, Gray, Mabry, Kwame Young, Williams, Reese, which I think Courtney Williams might have been one of those like player ranked like they're like 10 to 9 and I didn't mention. Angel Reese, John Quell Jones, Nneka Ogwumike, Kiki Arifin, and Dominique Malonga are the other 4 reserves. So I think Courtney Williams is probably the one that's like either 9 or 10 ahead of Clark on the players. Right? I would have to think because I didn't see her name on the 11 there. And I would think like something like that
around that range.
I would think that would be the one in that range.
Well, like I said, that problem is they don't have the rankings, so we can only just guess on that.
We can only guess on it right now. I mean, if I did a little bit more deep dive on it, a deep dive on it,
but then we'd be here all night because we had to wait on you to Google it all.
Yeah, we would have to go through Google. And so there's that side. I think they got it right with the All-Star, obviously with starters and reserves. Obviously, they got it right. The right players for All-Star. It just creates a lot of controversy because
of that ranking.
Clark, the 11th best guard for whatever reason.
But I think in the overall selections, there's not much controversy. I think they got it all correct. For the most part. I didn't see any like big snubs.
No.
Yeah.
So there's that. Let's get into the Sophie Cunningham of it all. Before we go on to the Summer League. Our thoughts on Summer League so far. Sophie Cunningham is one of those characters that makes life fun. Even though you might not agree with her political aspects of life. If you don't agree with that, I haven't
really heard too much about her political stuff.
No, you don't hear about it, but that's the thing. They call her MAGA Barbie for a reason.
I think that's more of a. I think they're trying to get her on her side rather than her actually being on their side.
Yeah, exactly. Or maybe you don't know for sure. We don't know.
But we don't know for sure. I mean, they tried the thing with Mahomes because his wife is a MAGA supporter, but you never hear anything from Mahomes on the matters.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I think it's smart for Sophie. It is smart for Sophie to keep it on the down low.
Yeah, keep it neutral. Yeah.
Even though she's at UFC. But that's the thing too. She was the ring girl at the UFC card the other night too, and a lot of people that don't agree.
We're trying to read into it a little bit. I think it was more so like, hey, look, if I'm getting invited, if I'm Sophie Cunningham, I'm like, hey, you want to be a ring girl? I'm like, yeah, I do. Yeah, sure, why not? It's good for her brand. It's smart branding. So
you
don't know anything about her views. So I would say it's just neutral at this point for political.
Yeah, I think Dana White is smart when it comes to this stuff too. He knows the reason why they did it, right? Because her and Holloway recreated their point memes with Holloway pointing at the ground against Gaethje. In that BMF title fight, like from a couple years ago. He did when he pointed at the ground, like stand up and square up in the center and ended up knocking him out in the last second. And then Shane did it like literally a couple weeks
Yeah.
when from Cunningham. So that's what I think Dana was like trying to capitalize on that. So on that viral moment.
Hey, and look, she's an interesting character with her podcast and her actions on the court. I just find her such an interesting and like just like she like you said before, she just makes it entertaining.
Yeah,
I actually
like entertaining. I like Sophie. Like Sophie is one of those players as a player. Like she is the typical 3-and-D guard in the WNBA. Like it's crazy. It's crazy how good and efficient she is from the court. Her game backs it up too. Yeah, and a lot of like the hate.
Yeah, it's not like a Draymond podcast where he's just saying stuff and he's just like, "Well, I'm going to go average 6 points. See you guys later." So,
like Sophie can get you buckets as she did the other night. Like she can get you buckets. Yeah. So, it's just crazy to me. A lot, and that's the thing too. Like I think there was someone that came out and said that all these player pods, they don't want them anymore, and I'm like. I like the player pods.
Yeah, I don't like the volume of player pods because I don't think every player should have a pod.
No, I agree.
But some of these pods, like a Jeff Teague podcast, like that. But he's retired. I understand that, but I like it. Gilbert Arenas podcast, sure says a lot of dumb stuff on there. Not the most intriguing podcast, but hey, there's some entertaining stories because Gilbert Arenas is an entertaining dude. So it's just a matter of, and I think that's more of like the ecosystem now. It's just like everybody's got a podcast. I mean, look at us, we got podcasts.
Yeah, we got a pod. We don't get the most on this pod yet, but it's okay.
But here's the thing. Watch this. I'm tired. Too many sports podcasts. Too many of them out there saturating the market. Now, like and subscribe for more sports things. Do you feel the double? Okay. Yeah. So now, but here's the thing. This is why the player podcasts are here to stay. We get so much that we wouldn't get. And when I say we, I'm talking about like sports media.
Yeah.
We get a lot of those podcasts that we would not get. So think about that people like Shaq have said on like All the Smoke or like, JJ Redick was on a podcast with LeBron and it ended up getting him a job in LA. And
it also kind of it helps out the media too in terms of they have more topics to talk about. Like here, so and so said this on a podcast, so and so said that on a podcast. So it allows them to refresh ideas and topics. Whereas we get into like the NBA offseason, not a lot to talk about, so we'll just talk about hey, so and so said this on a podcast. So why don't we talk about that for a couple of weeks?
But that's kind of my is like.
I'll go ahead. No,
go ahead, Jane.
No, what I was going to say is like, you hit the nail on the head, Jacob. Like, there's a lot of clips, there's a lot of topics for things like First Take that come out of these things.
Yeah.
So even if you wanted to be like, oh yeah, too many player podcasts, there should be less. But you're still picking up, Draymond Green versus Austin Rivers. That'll happen. It's like podcast versus podcast. So it's like you can say what you want, but I'm interested in hearing what you're talking about on your talk shows and what you're promoting. And a lot of it, as long as like it keeps feeding, it'll keep being a thing.
To be fair, I do find like random beefs like the Draymond Green and the Austin Rivers one. It's just like that's a random beef, but hey, I kind of like it. It's interesting.
I mean, Draymond's pod is not bad. Like Draymond is actually pretty good and well spoken, especially when he goes on the inside when he's with the inside guys. Really, really good on the inside. When he's out, he's done with the regular season and he gets asked to do inside the NBA for the playoffs or something like that. Draymond's really good and witty and insightful on there. It's just when it comes to like some of his takes on his pod, it's a little ridiculous.
Or like he starts to get really personal on the pod. I'm just like, Draymond, come on, just stop. Let's get back. Let's get back to the matter at hand here.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he often times he veers too hard into like personal territory.
Yeah. But also too, I think the switching sports, the Pat McAfee model is what probably is carrying a lot of these player pods.
Yeah, I agree on that too. Yeah,
because like look what Pat's was basically just a YouTube podcast for like maybe 8-9 years.
Well, and then he had a radio show, and then it got bought out by ESPN. So he kind of just built it from the ground up from a podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
And I agree. I think I think his stuff does a lot of heavy lifting, especially for ESPN, because his ratings are like so high, especially during the college football season. So
in particular, when like Aaron Rodgers was going through all of his trade drama, whatever, I feel like
he was always on Pat McAfee. Yeah,
he was always on Pat McAfee, and the topics that other ESPN shows got originated from the Pat McAfee show. And you can't blame him, because it's like, are we going to hunt for a quote from Aaron Rodgers? Are we just going to turn on the Pat McAfee show and see what he says?
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to turn on
the
And he always just like Aaron is the most open with Pat. Was always the most open with Pat. Any media member ever.
Absolutely.
I think just because of the way Pat's stuff is just a conversation. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's just a conversation.
It's not so much a journalism interview like a Rich Eisen or somebody else. Right. It's more so like laid back, casual sort of conversations.
Exactly. Exactly. So with that being said, Sophie, keep on doing what you're doing from here.
Yes, please.
Keep on doing what you're doing. Especially on the court, but also just being
off the court. Yeah, just making things entertaining. We love it. Keep it up. It's good for the W. It's good for basketball overall.
Yes. So let's get into NBA Summer League. It's been interesting so far, fellas. We had Malik Thomas, who is pretty much a lot of people's most underrated guard that come out of this draft, and they're John Calipari guard.
Yeah.
Coming out of this draft, drafted to Cleveland late, and it's dropping like buckets in Summer League right now.
He was projected to go earlier, at least within the top 20, and he fell all the way down to where Cleveland was. So it's a steal for them on that.
Yeah, and I think he's been the MVP in Summer League so far. I really do.
Yeah.
Caleb Wilson had a great night last night for the Bulls, even though they lost without to the Jazz.
He's been great in the Summer League so far.
Yeah.
I think out of all the players that have played well in the Summer League, especially the lottery players, I think it's between him and Darren Peterson right now. They're the two best ones out of that group.
I'm gonna look at some of the standings. I mean, we got Wizards Bulls on right now, just started. We got Grizzlies Warriors as we're recording live here. The Sixers, the Rockets beat the Sixers handily today. Nets won earlier today too, and then we got Nuggets Thunder, and then Clippers Lakers. Those are the last two of the night. I'm gonna click on one of these and see if it pulls up standings, because that's where it gets interesting.
Standings or statistics.
I'm gonna pull up the standings and see what teams are doing what, if it will let me. It might not let me.
It might not let you, because Summer League doesn't. I've never really seen Summer League keep track of the standing stuff. It's more
but like that's the thing. They have to kind of keep up with it to get to the championship a little bit, right?
Well, I think they're in the tournament right now. So
so here we go. Yeah. I got the standings. I got it. I pulled it up. Okay. So Atlanta's 3-0. The Lakers are 2-0. The Warriors are 2-0. And the Wizards are 2-0. Those are the only undefeated teams thus far.
Well, in some of these teams, you got to keep in mind the Wizards, we didn't start until like a week or two ago. We didn't have our first game until a week or two ago. Well, some of these other ones, like the Warriors, have been playing for about.
Well, and I'm just talking about the Vegas. I'm just talking
about Vegas in general. Okay. I thought we were talking about Summer League as a whole, because it started earlier and some teams started.
I'm not talking about the Utah or the California,
because you had the California Classic with the Warriors, Lakers, and all those in there.
Yeah. So. I'm not talking about the smaller ones, because they are
okay. Talking more so about Vegas. Okay,
I get you. I just focus on the Vegas Marathon.
Yeah, because it's the big one. Okay,
that's the big one. I am focused on that right now, and the Wizards are being 2-0. I mean, both of the Bonsa's games have been stellar.
Yeah, I mean, he's been awesome as expected. So, I don't really need to dive too much into it as a Wizards fan. It's just sit back and watch greatness. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, so that Bulls game, that Prime got lucky with getting that Bulls and Wizards Prime on Prime because that's gonna probably bring in some ratings with especially how Caleb Wilson's been playing too. Like he's been pretty efficient for them. Like last night wasn't efficient from 3, but like the first game he was really efficient.
Well, look, he's been like I said, I think he's been the best player in the summer league so far, outside of obviously Darren Peterson. I think I would include Yaxel Lindeborg in there too. Yeah. He's been awesome for the Warriors.
Yeah,
but the difference, and I saw a couple things for Wilson that were positive signs. So there's a report that came out and said that since he's been drafted, or like since the North Carolina season came to an end, he's been in the gym putting up 2,000 to 2,500 shots per day.
Yes,
and that's a good sign. And then on the other side, you had Wilson, I think, in an interview, like I think it was this week or last week. I can't remember exactly when, but they asked him about, getting used to the NBA, schedule and workflow and all that. He was just like, look, in college, you have to worry about, classes, tests, and all these other responsibilities that, really take your focus off of basketball. Right. Whereas when you get to the NBA, it's just basketball.
Right.
You just have to focus on basketball. And he said that's been his main focus. And he's loved being able to just focus more on ball. And I think you're seeing the fruits of the labor that he's put in the summer league. Because, like, in one game, he made 7 threes.
Right.
When during his entire freshman season at North Carolina, he made 7 threes total during the season. And he made 7 threes in one game. So you already see his improvements are just coming through. And I like I said, I think he's been the best player in the summer league so far.
Yeah. So Caleb Wilson, overall best player. Malik Thomas is the leading scorer right now at 28.3. That is going to be a steal for the Cavs, no matter what, if they get LeBron or not get LeBron.
Well, look, Calipari, getting a Calipari coached guard is like getting an LSU receiver in an NFL.
Oh, exactly.
You're going to get a gem, no matter what. Like, no matter what, you're going to get a gem.
Yeah. And then it's Wilson, and then Kaluma, and then Trey Johnson for y'all as well as a sophomore.
Yeah.
The Bonsa at 25 a game. Well, Riley for y'all too. That's crazy. The next 3 after Kaluma are all Wizards.
Well, look, both Trey and Will had a really good rookie year, even though we were bad, and they got a lot of playing time towards the end of the season. So I think it's just bleeding over into the summer league that their improvements are just I'm just excited for this next season. I'm not putting a whole lot of expectations on my team. Like, I think we should at least be in a play-in team, but I'm also just excited because I get to see all these young players that have played so well for us last year have a chance to really play winning basketball.
And then Darren Pierce. Oh, go ahead, Shane. Yeah, you.
I was going to say real quick aside. Something funny about Will Riley. DFS darling.
Yeah,
there were a lot of people who
I'm not surprised by that.
You did play Wizards players because they were cheap, and Will Riley could go off. So he was like a DFS.
Well, for the Wizards, I know for DFS, a lot of the Wizards were DFS darlings just because, we were tanking towards the end of the season. So you're like, oh, Will Riley, he's going to get a starting job here for, a week or two. So put him in the line.
Riley, Koulibaly, see a lot of Koulibaly. And then obviously you would always take the opposing center playing the Wizards. Their center.
Exactly. Yeah.
So right now I'm looking at it a lot, like the Summer League Vegas Peterson stats, 23.5 points a game, but 6 of 18 from the field. Efficiency has not been great.
Well, I think there's also, even though DP has had, he's had a good Summer League overall, I think there are warning signs that are showing up yet again.
Yes.
And the fact that there was a game last night, he sat out a game last night.
Yes, he sat
out. Why are you sitting out a game? And they're just like, well, we want to give him rest on back-to-back games. It's the Summer League. Who cares?
Yeah.
You need to get him out there. You need to get him ready. Like, if we're already sitting, like, we already had this issues pop up with DP in college, and now it's kind of bleeding over into the Summer League. I'm like, as a Jazz fan, I'm just like, I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm like, yeah, he's got the great talent, but can we rely on him for availability from game to game? So
100%. Yeah, that's a concern. I saw a couple of other guys in there, like A-Cup's averaging 15 right now for the Kings.
I know his efficiency has been down, but look, you kind of get, and even he said, I still have some improvements to make, and in terms for him, he's an undersized guard, so you kind of guessed he would struggle a little bit coming in because he's only 6'2", and he's not like overly athletic. So a lot of these guys were going to really, come at him hard. And it's the same for, I know Keaton Wagler struggled too, but Wagler had sort of the same issues. He's, even though he's taller at 6'6", he's still got a slight frame. So teams were able to get physical with him and throw him off his game.
And Boozer's been great.
Yeah.
A couple other rookies I saw, and before I get to Tyler Nickel, because I really
Braden Burries, shout out to Arizona.
Yeah, Burries has been great. Boozer's been great. So far, Michael Brown's been great.
Yeah.
Phylon for the Sixers had a good game today. And they're in the loss today, but he had a good game, 19 today.
Yeah.
Morez, Cameron Carr is up there.
Yeah, Morez had a good debut, man. He had like 24 and 8.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah. And then Lindenborg. Lindenborg's really up there too.
Yeah.
On the first page of players, Koa Pete on the first page of players, Bennett Sturts, first page of players.
Well, out of all the Michigan guys, 2 of the 3 have been great so far. Mara's kind of struggled, but
that's where I was going to get to.
But he's not an offensive guy. He's more a defensive guy. So everybody's like, well, you're scoring like 7 points per game. I'm like, he scored like 9 points per game for Michigan. So you're not going to get much scoring.
No.
He's there for defensive purposes, man.
He's more your defensive guy. Cahill, it's another guy, another second-round pick that's really having a good summer league for the. But the guy I want to spend some time on is my local guy, Tyler Nickel.
Okay,
up the road, really good first game. He's averaging 14.3 points a game. On 44.8 from 3-point range. The 3-point shot that everyone was like that knew about him is why the Knicks won this draft, in my opinion, even more so, in getting Nickel in the second round. Because he's going to provide them he's going to be a difference maker in May. If he gets enough playing time and gets the flow.
That's how they really won the title. The Knicks is because they had so many sharpshooters coming off the bench, like a Landry Shamet coming off or Miles McBride. So you add another shooter into that mix. You're just like, well, the rich get richer is what they would say.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's one of those guys, and he even said himself. He compares himself to Duncan Rob, like the white shooters, like Duncan Robinson, other guys.
Just guys that maybe don't provide much else besides shooting, but hey, they're such great shooters. Who cares? They're going to get playing time.
Yeah, and exactly. And I think that's what he modeled his game. And the reporter was like, "You name all white guys," and he handled that so well. I was like, good job, Tyler. You were raised well up and down. Be humble. So I think Nickel is going to be a really great player. Wanted to shout him out because it's so amazing to actually see, a guy from the Shenandoah Valley actually thrive. And I already knew the story about Del Curry, because he was, from Grottoes, went to Fort Defiance High School, went to Tech, and the legend of Del Curry around these parts is the gold standard. And we had a couple other guys too. Like,
it's kind of cool you're getting a guy from your generation because Del Curry was before your time.
Yeah,
so
it was like he was in the league like in the 80s, and then he was in the middle of his career when I was born. So it's like, it's great. It's a great story, and it's great for the community as well of Elton and Harrisonburg, and even down south. Like we all knew of them, like all around here that followed the high school sports around here. Like most of us knew them that lived in like Fishersville and Stanton, and because we had like some of us had to go up there and play them, and some of those like generations had to play Tyler Nickel, and it's crazy. And we got I'll save it for when I eventually do my Friday pod. But I do want to shout out a couple of the guys that are in the Fishersville area that could, if they keep following and keep getting buckets, maybe if they get good offers, D1 offers, maybe could be the next Tyler Nickel of this area. One kid in particular from Wilson, from my school, like it would be impressive if he becomes Tyler Nickel, because he's got game. But I'll say that for the Friday
We'll just give a little bit of a taste of it. Yeah,
I'm giving you a taste of it. But you never know. But Tyler Nickel, he is a stud. I'm glad he's in the league, or going to be in the league. Maybe splitting time with the G League team and the New York G League team and the actual team.
Yeah, maybe. But I think the Knicks will still want him on the roster just because they want some more shooters. So might as well give him a little bit of a run.
Exactly. And so that is what mainly what I wanted to cover. Obviously Vessar too, like the fact he went to Atlanta, NFL, that was like one of those interesting. Atlanta's 3-0, and like their first round pick, Flemings. I don't know how I don't see him on the first two. Maybe I overlooked him on the first.
I think you overlooked him. He's been playing in all of them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just.
I don't know his statistics off the top of my head, but
that's what I'm trying to figure out real quick, because I'm looking at the NBA site right now.
Well, can't you just go to the roster?
I can probably. What I could do is filter. Let's see here. Let's see. I can try to filter. Maybe I can do this. Hold on. Let me go back. Summer League Vegas rosters. Atlanta Hawks. Kingston Flemings. Oh, that's just the roster. Okay.
Here, let me look it up real quick.
Yeah. You go ahead and we'll talk about Flemings, and then we can move on to the two actual news over the last week.
Yeah.
Really
so he's averaging about 10.5 points, 7 assists, 4 rebounds. So he's doing good. Yeah. So like his Hawks debut, 14 points, 9 assists, 4 steals. Game 2 versus Spurs, 5 points, 8 assists, 1 steal. And then game 3, 9.7 rebounds, 5 assists. So he's been playing pretty well.
Yeah, he's playing. Yeah. He's not like the electric stuff of like some of his peers.
Well, he was always. I'm not surprised by the playmaking. He's always been a better playmaker than a scorer. Like even though he showcased a lot more scoring at Houston, I think it was just because they needed him to be more of a scorer.
Right.
So whereas now he can kind of just focus in on playmaking.
Gotcha. Okay, that's a good point. All right, let's go ahead. I think we covered most of what we wanted to cover with Summer League, unless Dane wanted to add something.
I'm good.
Okay, cool. All right, let's get into the Kawhi, like the news topics. Our last 2 segments of the show for this episode. Let's start with the Kawhi news, because that was kind of a bombshell. So obviously this investigation, the NBA has delayed the trade to the Raptors until they get a ruling on that money investigation the Clippers.
And for those at home confused about it, it's not voided; it's just delayed. They didn't void the trade yet. Mm-hmm. So until the investigation is done, the trade has not gone through. Yeah,
the trade's not through. He's still technically a member of the Clippers until whatever the NBA decides with that situation.
Yeah, well, Sean said the NBA, no, it wasn't Sean's. I think it was Silver that said the investigation is nearly complete. So, and I know earlier today they talked about with Kawhi, they opened up an investigation into him in this situation. So now, possibly, repercussions could come for Kawhi, like they could void his contract or he could get suspended. That's the news for today on this topic.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the big stuff right there.
Yeah.
Obviously too, when you look at the details of everything, when you get down to the brass tacks, obviously the Clippers are probably going to get hit the hardest out of this situation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because the Ballmer was trying to finagle the finances.
Yeah.
Obviously, so I think the Clippers are going to get hit the hardest of the parties.
Yeah.
Kawhi might. I think the NBA might still let the trade go through with the Clippers. Maybe. And
I think they will. I think all that'll happen is for the Clippers, at least for their punishment, will probably be a couple draft picks get taken away, and then obviously a huge fine will be put upon them.
Yeah, huge fine. Draft picks getting taken away, and then for Kawhi, maybe a few game suspension, maybe.
Yeah, I think they could do upwards of 30.
Yeah.
So 30 to 40, but I think it'll probably be 25, 30
games.
So
yeah.
Here's my question, and it's okay if you don't know the answer, but because the trade's on hold, can they suspend it? Because the Raptors said, I know that they went to the Raptors and they said, look, if you can accept this trade, but if you do right now, you will be held responsible for whatever happens to Kawhi. And the Raptors said, nope, we don't want that to happen. That's why they're doing the investigation. So say they investigate, they find out that Kawhi is culpable for a 30-game suspension.
Yeah.
Will he serve that suspension as a Clipper and then go to the Raptors after his suspension?
I don't know the exact details of that.
Right.
Because I think even if they wanted to serve the suspension, he would still technically, the trade would still go through.
Mm-hmm.
So he would technically serve that suspension as a Raptor.
That's what I was thinking too.
So they would then as soon as the investigation's over, the likelihood of them voiding the trade or sending guys back to their original teams is highly unlikely. But I do think there'll be a suspension or two in there.
Yeah. I would think so. I mean, I would think that I think there's a suspension. Is likely. I think for Kawhi, I think draft picks and I think that, like I said, the Clippers get the worst of it. I think they have to get the worst of it because it was their finances they were trying to finagle. So with this deal,
well, look, Kawhi could receive a suspension, but that's only if he was directly involved. If he has plausible deniability in terms of I knew I didn't have to show up to get paid for this event thing, So even then, if he knows that and he took the money thinking okay, they're just paying me out for something I didn't do. He could have plausible deniability on that, but I think I've seen a lot of things online where people are just well, NBA rules and guidelines can't really punish Kawhi in this. I'm well, if they find him guilty of being involved in this situation, they can. But if they don't, if there's plausible deniability, no. But that all depends on how this investigation into him, comes out.
I feel it'll be big if they discover that part of his decision making going to LA was something Ballmer offered him. But you also do bring up a good point where it's what if, not saying this is the case, but what if Kawhi just went to the Clippers and Ballmer said, hey, we're going to find a way to get you more money. And, it's going to be through this company that you don't have to do a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you find or you do whatever to the Clippers, but it's possible that Kawhi is innocent in all this.
Yeah,
I mean, that he knew, but he didn't do anything wrong.
And in that same scenario, it could just been hey, we'll find a way to get you some more money. And they didn't really go into grave detail about it. And they were just you get your money when you get your money. And he gets a check from Aspirations. He's cool. That right there, that wouldn't be guilty. That's not guilty. That's just him taking the money and be okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
If somebody's paying me $30 million, just hey, we're gonna try and get you this money in a certain way. I'm okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Don't tell me actually anything.
Yeah.
Because I feel you're gonna tell me something illegal. So tell me the least possible.
Exactly.
I would want to know.
Don't ask, don't tell. Don't ask, don't tell.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
So that was the first big bombshell that delayed one of the key transactions of the offseason so far. The second one involved one of the biggest transactions so far this offseason, but in a different kind of way.
Yeah. It's more so the fallout from it.
Fallout
from
the biggest trade of the offseason so far, the Giannis deal with Tyler Herro and Bam Adebayo. Apparently at Summer League, Bam Adebayo confronted Tyler Herro in a private area, probably a practice. I think it was like practice of some sort.
Yeah.
And slapped him or hit him or whatever.
Or just smacked him right upside the head from what I hear.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. I think that the video I saw may not be the case, but but the thing of it, the matter is, it came from some posts that Tyler Herro allegedly made. And we have to use allegedly until the NBA's investigation on this situation is completed as well. Because it's off the court, but since it's off the court, it's off the court, but the NBA still has to investigate it. Now the NBA has surveillance of what actually happened with the slap and everything like that. And it's apparently, I think we got like Heat fans involved in it too, like certain Heat fans getting involved in it. So it's weird. It's a weird, so this is what Heat Forum said a few days ago. Now, granted, it's one of those Heat fan pages.
Yeah.
So take it with a grain of salt when I read you this story. Now, this is what could be the lead up. We don't know for sure, but it does involve a burner account of Mr. Herro. So, apparently on June 13th, the day the Knicks won the finals. So this was before a Giannis trade was official. So I was sent a screenshot by a Twitter user who is in my Heat group chat named Jo. In the screenshot, Jo is messaging back and forth with Tyler Herro on Herro's Finsta at Wonder did it.
Or just lack of a better word, his burner account.
It's basically his burner account.
Yeah.
Wonder did it on Instagram, and this is what the conversation was. Now there is more to this I will get to after I read the whole thread here. Herro, it's a MF making 60 million, but they worried about me and what I do. Referring to Heat fans.
Yeah.
Bam, a guy, please stop. Why are Heat fans so worried about me and what I do? That's his Herro. But I'm not the best player on the team, right? Bam, this is Jo. The Jo that Heat fan that sent this Heat forum. The Bam do his job. Grammar, please. First off, grammar. Use some grammar. And there's one word I'm not going to repeat on here, obviously, in this next message. Bam do it. Bam do his job, top 5 defender, 20 and 10. You the score first bleep. I need 25 and 10 outs. You like that. It's so weird messaging. I get it. You're trying to be cool. Like, come on. It's
like we're trying to dissect a different language here, man.
Yeah, Herro, you should get paid 60 million you should get paid 60 million to be a top tier defender on some nights. ? I'm just wondering, since we talking. Okay, so that more Tyler Herro's education. He went 1 year of school at Kentucky. Okay,
he went to Kentucky. What can we expect, guys?
Okay, he focus on basketball only from this. Jo, I think it's because he performed on those playoff runs. He was the best player last finals. So the last finals run for the Heat. Okay. So
that's arguable.
That's the 2023. He said,
I know which one. That's arguable because Jimmy scored like 50 a couple times during that run. So
that's what I'm saying too. Yeah, so it's it's arguable. But here's where it gets started. Herro, I didn't say any names. I'm just saying should an elite defender be making 60 million a year? Answer that. If the shoe fits, it fits. That was the first real considered maybe shot here at Bam's money.
Yeah.
Bro dropped 83. Jo responds with, okay, so why? Then Herro responds to the bro dropped 83 with, okay, why are fans so worried about Tyler and what Tyler does? I could post a pic right now, and the fans are going to go crazy. LOL.
Yeah,
because Bam has shown if he with a see that grammar again. Why? If he with a better player like Jimmy, we can get to the finals. Clutch. If he's with because Bam has shown if he's with a better player like Jimmy, we can get to the finals. Okay, that was more. If I just read it quickly.
I mean, look, I could probably understand a caveman's grunts and just more than whatever Tyler Herro's trying to come across with.
This is a Heat fan. It's just weird punctuation. Buddy, if I'm healthy, they can't see me. This is the final initial message. Buddy, if I'm healthy, they can't see me. Word to my mother. If I'm healthy, I'm the one who needs help. Who did Cleveland prioritize taking away in the playoffs? Who did Boston prioritize taking away when Jimmy got hurt and we was the 8th seed? When I'm healthy, I need help, not the other guy. Word to my kids. Come on now. Let's call a spade a spade. That was the final message on the initial thread. This was before the trade even happened. Okay, people? Like, just remember that. What I just read to you guys was before the trade happened. Okay? Before the trade happened. Now, granted, like I said, this is from he said, in a maybe.
Yeah, this is allegedly his burner account. They had a conversation about blah, blah, blah.
To use his word,
we have to have those
words, not naming any names here.
Yeah. So it might not be Tyler Herro, but it maybe is a good case with this next form of evidence I'm going to give you. It might be Tyler Herro. So then on July 2nd, this Heat forum creates another thread 4 days ago when the incident was reported. Then on July 2nd, 2026, so 4th of July weekend, Herro posted this on his Instagram stories from that same account. After it was posted, Jo, that fan, a Bam and Heat fan, decided to expose the screenshots to the world to see. So, what the account posted, the alleged burner account of Mr. Herro, was the lowest field goals percentages on mid-range field goals attempted. Okay, in the league. Looks like from last year. Giannis was the lowest.
Yeah. And then Bam was on that list. I know that.
And Bam was at the very end of that list.
Yeah.
The very end of that list. So the two Heat stars of this new Heat era are both on that list. So that was a clear shot at Bam out of
that was a shot across the bow,
Yep. So after Jo posted the screenshots, Herro blocked him. The burner account blocked him, then unblocked him, and sent him these messages. Herro, you lame as hell. You screenshotting now. Say no more. Hating on Bam is lame as hell. I'm not going to say the word. Had to know the real. It's okay. You lame as, you lame. You fanned out. Like we said from the beginning. Jo, enjoy Milwaukee. I'm not gonna say the word is overjoyed. You're gone, but keep thinking I'm a fan. I went a year without screenshotting. To be honest, that Bam bleep pissed me off. I would say shit, but I just
well, you just said it, so yeah.
He said he said
too
shit,
late now.
Okay. Yeah. Too late, but it's fine.
Yeah.
Well, shit is okay. I just don't want to say the other word. That's
I know.
Fair enough.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So exactly, you lame for that. That's bitch shit, female shit, but it's cool. Like I said, I hear that, but the Bam shit was waste as hell, or was waste as well. Not really. when we were having regular combo about hoops, I wasn't just bad mouthing. We was talking hoops.
Yeah.
You didn't just straight slander. You didn't straight slander, but talking about his pay and defense. So
yeah.
And then today, that was then the report from what Shams reported. So the follow up. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently,
so you want our reactions to it?
I guess so. The whole thing, the whole shebang, the reactions to the band.
You go ahead,
situation.
Jacob. You go ahead first because I got the clip loaded.
My reaction is I really want to see that video of Bam smacking Herro upside the head. I really want to see it. I really want to see it. Like,
yeah.
And everybody's just like, well, you don't know if it's Tyler or not. Well, we had a whole burner situation earlier this year with KD, and this was like the third instance with KD on this. So these guys do have burner accounts. These dudes do use other accounts so they could like talk crap about other people and stuff like that. So we already know all that. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was Tyler taking shots at Bam and them suddenly from another account. So I don't know what other reaction to it other than like I would say Tyler had it coming.
Yeah.
Like if you're taking shots at your teammates, like come on now.
Yeah.
What do you expect? Even former teammates, like I didn't even see a post from him be like, my time in Miami was great. I had fantastic teammates, fantastic front office. We haven't seen any post on that.
We haven't seen that.
I don't think
we haven't seen that farewell post from Herro.
No farewell stuff. So you're just like, okay. I mean, he kind of just had it coming. That's my reaction to it.
I agree with you. I mean, I think Herro's in the wrong here.
Yeah.
Shane, I know you wanted to give a reaction.
This was your.
I got a couple. All right. So first of all, this is 2026. NBA players in particular need to stop acting like burner phone like comments are not going to get out because you just mentioned it, Jacob. The KD thing we all knew, and I don't know who Jo is in that.
I think he's some just Heat fan that's in there.
He's a Heat fan
from like a Heat fan forum. Yeah.
So my thing is, if he can get in contact with Tyler, he can probably at least get someone who can get in contact.
Yeah.
Or he's going to have a friend on one of these forums, and he's going to say, "Yeah, look what this was said about you." And Tyler was he was not discreet enough to hide his identity. Like it was very clear that it was an argument over first best leader of the recent Heat dynasty. So it's Herro.
Yeah.
Jacob also had another good point in terms of 2023. It was probably Jimmy Butler, who you would have to think was like the #1 guy. And even like Herro said it, he was like, who's boss trying to guard after Butler got injured? They're trying to say that. And like I just like now what we said was a Heat fan forum type of deal.
Yeah, it was like a forum sort of thing. Like it was a Heat fan forum, and I think Tyler was in there with them.
Yeah. So my message to Tyler Herro, as a guy who likes Tyler Herro.
No, I think that they privately message each other on Instagram. I think that's what.
Yeah.
So these screenshots, private messages.
Yeah.
It wasn't. I know it wasn't a forum. I know it was a private thing, but we're just trying to figure out how they got into contact with one another.
Exactly,
so.
But private or public, he had to be debating. Because the record speaks for itself, and even if he was the second option or third option, he was one of the reasons why the Heat got to the finals those years. So So it's just like really necessary. The last thing I would say too is like I'm listening to all the information, and I'm like I'm thinking about Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, Perk, even K Perk, like they did not have this thing where they can make a new phone to hide themselves under the veil of anonymity to talk smack about another player. Like
or even because back then they didn't have social media, so the only way you could really talk about it was just like you had to call into a radio station and say something.
Yeah.
But even then you couldn't do it anonymously.
No.
You couldn't do it anonymously because they'll just recognize your voice. Yeah.
Yeah. You know, there was another option. You want to know what that option was? You talk to the person in person, man to man, whatever you have to say, and Tyler Herro is probably what 6'2", $150.
Yep,
he's like 6'3".
I would not be meeting Bam. Give Bam Adebayo a reason to find me in no dark alley. You know what I mean? Like he actually probably yeah, exactly.
Well, I just don't understand the need to just come out and be negative about it. It's not like, you know, you don't hear much about friction in Miami because they keep it they keep it well under wraps. Pat Riley is really good at all that.
Yeah.
But the other thing is there's not too much going on. We didn't really hear too much because there isn't really much going on. So it's just weird to me that Herro would come out and start talking smack about his teammates when he's just like I understand being traded sucks. I understand that. And the team, trading you is just like, oh, okay, they give up on me. But I mean, if I were in Tyler Herro's position, I'd just be like, well, they traded me for Giannis, so I kind of feel good. They had to trade me for Giannis.
Yeah.
So, obviously, I had some amount of value to it, and I just don't understand having sour grapes about it because he still has a huge contract. He's going back home to Milwaukee.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's I don't understand the situation in terms of sour grapes.
And here's the thing too.
Go ahead.
I was going to say this too. Davion Mitchell was seen taunting Tyler Herro, Jaime Jaquez, Khalil Ware at one of the summer league, just looking at them, taunting them. So these Miami Heat Bucks games next year are going to be crazy.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Shane.
Yeah. No. I was going to say it sounds to me it's a comparison thing with him versus Bam, and it sounded like Herro wanted to make that he
I think he wanted more of the case.
Was more important.
He wanted to make more of the case of probably be like, why did you trade me? Why didn't you trade Bam? Sort of thing.
Yeah, even though
that's not so
really. Yeah, which if you think about it, it really doesn't have. It's not like they're the best player in the Giannis. It was what made more sense for the team.
Brandon, what you got? What you got, man?
So I got it. So that whole thread I just read to y'all, Shams confirmed they know it was a back and forth between Herro and a fan. So even the reporters know that Jo guy I was reading about. So that's what Jo was, a fan of the Heat.
Yeah.
So they know, and Bam didn't take lightly to it. So it was definitely that whole thing. But go ahead. So
so that's my point. It was a fan. Do you really?
Yeah.
How invested are you, Tyler Herro, into making sure this fan thinks that Tyler Herro is a more important player on the Miami Heat than Bam on the body? He shouldn't. And he did also try to imply that he's getting paid $60 million for his defense. I think the entire package does score on other nights than the 83 night.
Yeah, Bam is a really good player. So
yeah.
Do I think he should get the $60 million? No, but at the same time, he just with the financials of the current league, I'm just everybody's getting you guys got guys coming off the bench making $30 million. So,
the stars are going to get paid, and what teams
and Bam's a star, so he's going to get paid a lot of money.
Yeah. Yes. So that's the thing.
And Herro, just the petition.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think
Herro is way in the wrong.
There's a bit of a delay on my thing.
Yeah, you're good. You're good. No, I was just Herro is wrong, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's just that's the thing, man. It's just he got what he got. He did what he did. And that's the thing. And I feel too, as we're about to wrap up, we're officially at the hour 30 mark.
Okay,
yeah. So we're gonna wrap up here. I want to leave by saying this: burner accounts. We need to kind of hopefully these athletes learn these lessons with the burner accounts or invents those or whatever. The fake accounts, the burners.
Yeah. Here's a good fix to it. Don't get involved.
Yeah, don't do it.
Don't get on social media. Don't care what other people say. Focus on what you focus on.
Yeah. So
control what you can control is what my mother would say.
Exactly. So let's wrap it up here. Obviously, if you're watching on my YouTube or my TikTok, you know it's Ellis Highlight Reel on those two platforms. If you're not on there, it's Ellis Highlight Reel. If you're on my Facebook, my personal Facebook is Brandon Ellis. That's where my other live stream setup is right now on there. Might be moving to a person like a Ellis Highlight Reel specific soon. Facebook maybe. For the shows. I'll still link it to my actual Facebook, but I'll have to figure out how to do that. Obviously my Instagram at _BLS32, 30BLS on Twitter. Obviously, when I get my blog back going, I'm probably going to get back on it. I've been promising. I think this is finally the time. I've been promising for a while, but I think I'm finally going to sit down and actually start getting it a couple pieces back up. It's ellishighlightreel.wordpress.com is where I'll be sharing. I'll obviously be sharing on the previous mentioned socials of 30BLS on Twitter, _BLS32 on Instagram, and then my Facebook at Brandon Ellis as well. And I might be making community posts on my YouTube of the blogs of the blog posts. So you can look on there on the YouTube with the community posts. So, so there's that. All right, guys. My Total Apex guys, let's promote their stuff. So,
you can find me on Instagram at jdperrine24. You can also find my stuff at totalapexsports.com and Muckrack. You can pretty much find, like, if you literally Google my name and just the first thing that'll pop up is my Total Apex Sports page. You go there, you can see all of my stuff that I've ever written for Total Apex on there, and then all the stuff that will maybe be written. I don't know. I haven't written in a while, so I'm trying to find a way to get back into the groove for that because I've been busy with summer stuff, summer work. So just keep an eye out for that. Shane, you want to share your stuff?
You can find my stuff on Total Apex Sports because we did do that merger. You can also find me. It's written on X. And if you want to talk smack on Insta, unfortunately, that's the only Insta you have. I don't have a burner account. So you're just going to have to, and we can hash it out.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yes, exactly. Two Shanes. Two Shanes. One last correction. I said 19 for Phylon Jr. today. It was 17. So I wanted to make that correction.
Yeah. We're all about accuracy here.
On the Ellis
Limitless range, man.
Yeah, on Limitless range basketball.
We're all about accuracy and
fun. And fun. So I wanted to make sure we got that right. It was 17, 4, 2, and 2. The 2 rebounds, 17 points, 4 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals, a block, 7-11 from field goals made in 28 minutes for.
Well, how do you say out the stats? Because I always do like points, rebounds, and then assists.
Well, this guy had it like from like the this Hoop Central had it 4
assists in the middle instead of the rebounds. Okay,
exactly. Normally, I say 2 rebounds, 4 assists.
I pretty much do the same thing just because I feel like that's just more.
That's more.
It flows better. It just flows better.
Yeah. But I think he just had like what was the most quantity.
What he had the most. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So, all right, guys. Tune in next week. Be back on Monday like normal. The normal time slot. Limitless Range basketball will be back on Monday like normal next week. Just a special case with the home run derby on Monday. That's why we moved it to tonight. Tune in to Monday. Peace out, everybody.